I made this video in 19 hours to feel the crunch that the Hex did. I've been playing Warframe on and off for probably 8 years now. It's been my retreat game for when Destiny has gotten boring, which tells you the state it's currently in, given that I'm talking about Warframe instead. I even made a handful of old videos playing through the story quests and stuff back in the day, but they never took off. I'm not big enough to get sponsored by DE like the other cool kids. Oh well. That aside, Warframe has been another in the small selection of games that has moved me over the years. The Second Dream is not only one of the coolest plot twists of any game I've beheld, but it also contains one of my absolute favorite visuals of any piece of media I've ever seen. The Sacrifice is still my favorite quest to date because it drew me to tears. Yeah, I'll admit it. But after that, I slowly got tired of how slow the game's story seemed to be progressing. Then when I heard the Duviri Paradox was out, I hopped back in to play that, loved it, and then came back again for good once account merging was added so I could move from Xbox to Steam. And that's why I've put in over 500 hours since the end of June in this year alone, breezing through update after update, quest after quest, because of that TennoCon 2023 reveal. Whisper in the Walls and 1999 both intrigued me so thoroughly in 2023 that I had to catch up to experience them. And while Whisper in the Walls was my new favorite update once I had caught up to everyone else, 1999 has blown that opinion out of the water. This update has been one of the most inventive and enthralling updates to a game that I've ever played. I genuinely felt like a kid on Christmas Eve for the rest of the night after the Game Awards this year, where they announced that the patch was coming out the very next day. I left my PC on so it would download the patch and played the new story quest over my lunch break because I could not stay away from it until I was completely off shift. For those unaware, 1999 is the start of a new era for Warframe. As we continue our search for Dr. Albrecht and Trotty, which began in Whispers, we travel back in time as the paradoxical drifter to the plague year of 1999, where we meet the Hex. These 6 individuals are proto-frames, Warframes that retain their humanity, people with the same powers as some classic frames that we've known for years. And they are all awesome. This is the first time that Warframe has added such a big cast of characters all at once, each with their own fairly deep amount of lore and personalities that make you care for them really quickly. Like, it's shocking how fast the Hex grew on me. This is probably the best cast of characters Warframe has introduced yet. Plus, you get the added bonus of an instant messenger romance system where you build standing with each Hex member, which can culminate in you dating one of them if you want to. And also a New Year's kiss, but that hasn't happened yet, just 2 more weeks till I can get some of that infested tongue. Teaming up with the Hex, we hurry to save Entrati from the Man in the Wall, as well as attempt to prevent a nuclear meltdown happening later that day that will destroy Helvania, on New Year's Eve no less. All of this appears to be occurring within a time loop like the one Drifter was caught in within Duviri, being killed for years on end before realizing they had control over this realm of their own making and escaping. I mention all of this because the mission fails. Yeah, you have to watch as each of these amazing characters die one after another, watching them struggle and fail to stop the reactor from exploding. It was all for nothing. But naturally, we're the main character. We're not just gonna let him die. And so, after being shot by Entrati himself, genuinely the coolest cliffhanger to any quest I've seen. Seeing Drifter use their Duviri time loop powers for the first time outside of Duviri to save the Hex is so cool. And then you have this absolutely haunting screen to show your progress with the Hex members. So in order to save them all, you need to build up those bonds in the messenger system, and once you've gotten close enough with all the hex, you can do the finale quest. You revisit each member's demise, and through the power of transference, you help each member out in realizing their true potentials or encouraging them to succeed, and you manage to save them all. But it's the final one I want to rant about the most. At the start of 1999, we try to transfer into Arthur, but he rejects us and kicks us out of his head. And now, with him cooking away inside the reactor, we ask him one more time to let us in, and we get a new moment that stirs my soul into a frenzy. The music of this scene, the mix of the main theme, This Is What You Are, and the new track, The Call, screams, "Get up! I'm not letting you die!" And I fucking love it. This Is What You Are is so fantastically good at just invigorating me to no end. And this may just be up there as my favorite version of it. And the words at the end of the scene being in direct opposition to the lyrics of The Call, the reflection this entire scene has with the sacrifices take away its pain scene, just perfect. I want to do video essays on some of this stuff, but we'll save that for the future. You should comment below if you want to see that though, so I'll know people are interested, and subscribe so you don't miss out. There, got it in somehow. And all of this, having to forge bonds with the Hex in order to save them so that they will listen to you because they know you, combined with the perfectly subversive ending to Whispers in the Walls, is really selling home this very positive message about love triumphing over indifference in this new arc of the story. I don't want to snub Steve. I think he's a cool ideas guy that just gets too distracted with too many things. But seeing the stuff that's been coming out since Rebecca has taken over as creative director, there is a much stronger focus behind the content, keeping everything on one very impressive track, and props to her and everyone at DE for that. Also, it seems like Rebecca is just adding stuff that she likes into the game, and I'm perfectly fine with that, because Rebecca seems to be into really cool shit, so it's fine. Like I said earlier, I love every character in 1999, but I want to give special props to all the voice actors and to DE for propping them up in interviews so much. Digital Extremes is treating these people like movie stars, and they absolutely deserve it. Every line was perfectly delivered, so shout out to all of them. Of course, it's not only the story that was absolutely immaculate. I've already gone and pre-ordered the vinyl for the 1999 soundtrack because the tracks are awesome. They wanted the 90s, and they got it. Using Into the Void by Nine Inch Nails is really fitting, and led to the sickest scene transition I'd seen in a long-ass time, but all the new originals songs continue to carry that 90s torch, and in so many different ways too. You've got more gritty rock tracks like See It in the Flesh, alongside industrial stuff like Rotten Lives, which I am obsessed with. And then you've got Online getting the boy band aesthetic down to a T. The Great Despair playing towards the end of the Hex quest as you switch to a mirror and the objective text says, "Hell, you're never getting out," fucking sent me. Love seeing the indifference just being uber threatening in all these crazy ways and being contrasted with this very beautiful, sappy post-breakup song was a joy to experience. Core Containment is also just so perfect. It absolutely captures the sheer peril everyone is in. Brilliant track all around. And let's not forget the actual gameplay. 1999 genuinely feels like a whole new game that got stuffed into Warframe, and I love it. The super sick RPG section from the back of a truck feels like something right out of a totally different shooter campaign. but it works so well. The boss fight against the Effervon tank is cool, but it's in the little things, like how the questline mixes things up by making it appear right at the start of the story instead of the end, or how you break down the gates on the way to the tank with RPGs. It could have just been a simple hack and done, but this is way cooler and way more fun, and I respect that. And the other new mission types are great too. I think Hellscrub is an excellent revamp on survival that makes you much more proactive with having to cleanse your life support capsules or else you lose it and spawn big infested assholes. The new face-off game mode is alright. As a Gambit aficionado, I think it's fine to have a team objective race game mode. Legasite Harvest is also super neat, like a weird mix of mobile defense and capture in an endless mission format, so you can farm stuff super easily. And the difficulty is just right too. Not overwhelming, but definitely no pushover. I was happy to see that we're starting to push the level floor higher and higher with new updates like this. The new weekly battle pass in the form of the 1999 seasonal calendar is nice, actually giving out good endgame rewards, which, can I add, 1999 feels really rewarding to play, like constantly handing out tons of credits in Endo and everything else with the extra vaults and Effervon crates. It actually feels like I'm getting my playtime's worth for engaging with this current endgame content, so good move, DE. The shifting seasons give Holvania a slightly new look each week, which is super cool. But I also want to add just how impressed I am at the fact that Holvania is a tile set. Like, I was sure this was going to be some kind of like close quarters open world like The Division, which is one of the vibes I kind of get from the design of it. But no, these city blocks are procedurally generated tiles and they look freaking amazing. I cannot throw enough praise at this update. And of course, when you reach New Year's Eve every 4 weeks in game, you get that New Year's Eve kiss with your date if you have one. We're still due for that on January 12th, but I'm excited to see the culmination of the relationship with Eleanor. I was originally thinking Aoi, but once I started learning more about her, Eleanor just swept me off my feet. Very interesting character and cool conversations. Great stuff. Liked her so much, I went out of my way to farm out the last part for Nyx Prime, and now she's in my regular Warframe rotation. Especially with the extremely cool new Gemini skins where you can swap from Warframe to Protoframe and back at the flick of a switch, in mid-mission no less. I also got Arthur's too. Only thing I wish for was a way to separate attachments so my Eleanor doesn't look weird when I swap from Nyx. Unique voice lines for being lovers is really fun though, cute touch.
It does look like fun, I will admit.
The gear is all great too. I already had the AX-52 from the Tennokan drop, and this gun, this thing is just so unfair, but I love it. It sounds perfect, it feels perfect, and it kills everything. But one thing I was eager to play with was the Vesper 77 pistol, and I gotta say, it's exactly what I wanted. And the skins! I adore the fact that Quincy sells like 4 different pistol skins for the Vesper, and one of them, just a Glock. It's just a goddamn Glock. Okay, technically it's a USP-45, but it's still amusing. 1999 has been so cool and so much fun, even from an outsider's lens, that it's actually gotten some of my friends back into the game, and it's really nice to have people to play with regularly as we all rock the streets of Holvania on our Tommy cycles. So glad they let us keep them in normal missions, it's very funny. Also, the bikes handle like a dream. I could keep on rambling, but I think that's enough for today. I wanted to get it out of my system, and what better time than on New Year's, just like in the story. By the way, D didn't sponsor any of this. I have just been really enjoying my time with 1999 and want to share my passion for it. It's a great update and absolutely one of many reasons that makes playing Warframe worth it. It has been my go-to relax after work game for weeks now, and it makes me smile just as weirdly as my Drifter does at the end of the Hex finale. I think if I had to do a personal top 3 for this year, it's been Octopath 2, Limbus Company, and now Warframe 1999. They absolutely nailed it, and I hope we get more updates in this style to come. I have a good feeling about this new era for Warframe. But before we go, one question for DE right quick. Why the hell does the Pizza Party rank with the Hex not require fucking pizza as an offering.